The clock read less than 0. Actual laboratory. Not a simulation. Not a thought experiment. Break time equal 500 mens. Real. The question nobody in physics wants answered. The quantum leap. A clock in a Toronto lab read less than 0. Verified instruments. Verified data. At the quantum leap, we check. The photon spent negative time inside the barrier. Information arrived before it entered, something stranger than light. Dr. Steinberg led Toronto team. His result passed. And then, the question nobody wanted to follow. Here at the quantum leap, we trace the science. Tonight we follow the question, all the way. It starts 75 years ago, a birthday present. Kurt Gödel was nervous. The gift might disturb his friend. The gift was a universe with a fatal flaw. A solution to Einstein's field equations, perfectly valid, legal math. A rotating universe where closed time-like curves exist. Paths that loop back. You reach your own past. Einstein read it, then went quiet for a long time. He called it disturbing, his own equations. His. Gödel considered it proof that time itself is an illusion. And here's what we find remarkable about that exchange. The man who validated Einstein also proved loops existed. The physics permitted it. Nobody knew what to do. For 40 years it sat in the equations, mostly ignored. Then 1992 Hawking tried closing the door permanently. The chronology protection conjecture. Laws prevent macroscopic time travel. Hawking threw a party for time travelers. After. Nobody came. He called it proof. He was certain. But quantum experiments are straining that certainty considerably. Now let us look at what the science shows. Thread 1. The 2024 Toronto experiment in full. Steinberg's team fired photons through ultra-cold atoms. They measured how long the photon dwelled inside the barrier. Gödel gave Einstein the most disturbing birthday gift in physics. A universe where time loops back on itself. Legal, mathematical, and hidden inside Einstein's own equations. Einstein read it, then went quiet for a long time. He called it disturbing. Gödel called it proof. What strikes us, Einstein never refuted the math, only implications. The Gödel metric needs a rotating universe. Ours probably isn't. But other solutions exist. The Kerr metric, rotating black holes, Tipler cylinders, wormholes, and Alcubierre warp geometry. Each one a valid solution containing closed time-like curves. Thread 2, 2019, Moscow State University quantum computer. Russian physicists reversed the thermodynamic hour of time. 2 to 3 qubits reversed, published in scientific reports. This is a preprint confirmed peer-reviewed result, not a press release. The sample size was tiny. The implication was enormous. The data shows, at quantum scale, time's arrow is negotiable. We've been tracking these convergences. What does your prediction say? Thread 3. IBM Research 2023. Single qubit time reversal. Single qubit quantum state reversed. Error moved other direction. 3 independent groups. Same result. Different hardware. Different cities. When we first read these papers, we verified twice. Here's the counterintuitive part. These reversals don't violate causality. Works inside the uncertainty principle. Arrow bends, doesn't break. Macroscopic time travel would need something far more extreme. The Wheeler-DeWitt equation has no time variable, none. The fundamental quantum gravity equation, time simply isn't there. Physicists call this the problem of time. Unsolved since 1967. Thread 4, Google's time crystal. Oscillates in time, no energy. Time crystals break time translation symmetry. Without energy input, Like spatial crystal breaks space, this breaks temporal symmetry. Time is not uniform, crystal proves it. Published Nature. GPS satellites correct 38 microseconds daily. Einstein's time slip. Without that correction, navigation drifts 11 kilometers per day. Time displacement is already engineered into everyday infrastructure. These four threads look separate. They aren't. Not anymore. What we're about to show you changes the entire picture. Because the convergence point, it already happened. In 1994, David Deutsch, Oxford physicist, published what nobody wanted to believe. Quantum mechanics allows closed timelike curves, without paradox. The grandfather paradox dissolves. Quantum superposition prevents violations. You kill your grandfather in a different quantum branch. Deutsch published this in Physical Review D, peer-reviewed, 1991. The grandfather paradox just got solved, mathematically. David Deutsch showed quantum superposition prevents all paradoxes. You kill your grandfather in a different quantum branch. Seth Lloyd at MIT confirmed the math without negative energy. The obstacle isn't paradoxes anymore, it's engineering. The Novikov principle goes further. Universe enforces consistency. A time traveler trying to change history simply fails. Quantum probability collapses to enforce consistency. Every time, no exceptions. This is the piece that changes everything. Self-correcting universe. Not prevention. Quantum math requires it, demands consistency. It's 2041. A woman in Zurich wakes with a headache. She remembers a conversation she hasn't had yet, clearly, specifically. The conversation takes place 3 days later. Word for word. Is this a time slip? A closed time-like curve? The science says probably not. The boundary is strange. The Hartley-Hawking proposal, before the Big Bang, time didn't exist. Time emerged from spatial geometry. A beginning. Possibly an end. If time is emergent, what are we actually reversing? The 2025 Malleus Raptis preprint, quantum foam reset points, Planck scale, 10 to the minus 43 reset points. This is a preprint, not yet peer-reviewed, community evaluating. If preprint holds, time slips occur at quantum foam, 10 to minus 43 second resets. Everywhere, always. Back to the Future fans are building this now. What they're actually finding is stranger than the movie imagined. Here is the scenario fork. One version of 2045 scales. Version 1, quantum error correction enables sustained CTC states. Not human time travel, but information transmission backward through time. Financial markets, medical diagnostics, defense predictions, precognition engineered. In version 2, decoherence prevents scale-up, remains quantum only, forever. The difference between futures, a regulatory decision happening now. The physicists know this. The preprint language is careful. The physics doesn't say impossible, it says what it requires. And so, what does this mean for 50 years? For us, for our children, for what we hand them. Time is stranger than we built our civilization to believe. Every institution assumes time runs forward. Courts, contracts, finance. If information travels backward through quantum, causality gets renegotiated, not overturned. Renegotiated. Physics permits more than we legislated. The profound implication isn't time travel, it's what time is. Wheeler-DeWitt suggests time is emergent, an approximation, deeper, a framework that emerges from quantum entanglement, from entropy itself. Time travel may be entropy engineering, not machine. Controlling the conditions under which quantum time becomes macroscopic. First sustained CTC state in 10-qubit system holds 2 seconds. 2 seconds, not a DeLorean. But causality became negotiable. Framework moment. Think of the first transistor, not the computer. Transistor to smartphone, 40 years. Our generation saw that arc. Interstellar writers got the math right. Thorne was real. What they got wrong, it won't require a black hole. Proving paper published in Physical Review Letters. It's real. The deeper question, track qubit coherence time, that's your signal. When qubit coherence crosses 1 millisecond sustained, timeline changes. Nobody will announce it as a breakthrough. The data will. That's how breakthroughs actually arrive. Quietly. Then obviously. Then inevitable. We build finance assuming time is linear. That may change. The time assumption may prove as negotiable as flat Earth. That gap between reality and assumption is the frontier. Somewhere right now a graduate student runs the coherence experiment. They don't know they're running the experiment of a century. When we read Steinberg's paper, we sat 3 hours. The methodology was sound, the result real, the implication civilizational. In 2050, your grandchildren may understand time like gravity. Gravity is strange. We grew up with it. Time stranger. Kip Thorne spent his career on wormholes, not dreaming, engineering. The full investigation lives in the sources, all publicly available. Deutsch 1991, Lloyd 2021. Both accessible, both real, both peer-reviewed. The arrow of time is real. At quantum scale, suggestion. The question Gödel gave Einstein in 1949, still unanswered, but we're closer than ever. Direction of progress is clear. Open or proprietary, how we use this changes everything. The clock read backwards. That fact changed everything quietly. If this reframed your thinking about time, mission accomplished. Next week, quantum computing meets encryption. The timeline just accelerated. Subscribe. Full breakdown pinned in the comments.